Hello everyone, and welcome to my corner of the world, and welcome to March 2018's class to go. And this is the card I'm going to be sharing with you in this particular video. The stamp set that this month's class is featuring is Petal palette. Lovely stamp set, lots of lovely images and some really super sentiments, and I just love the font that they've chosen for this particular set. If you sign up for the full class, you will get a brand new stamp set as part of your kit. Also in your kit you will have the following supplies for this card. There's a card base, this is in Sahara Sand, and your envelope. You then have a quarter sheet which is 5 1/4 by 4 in Early Espresso, and then a quarter sheet which is 5 by 3 3/4 in Vanilla. You'll also have a 3/4 inch strip of vanilla card. This is to do your greeting banner. And then your embellishments you'll have 2 punched flowers in fresh fig, and then a 1/2 inch circling glimmer paper, and then a leaf as well. So we're going to start this particular card. Oh, and you will have supplies for 2 cards in your packet. So we're going to start this particular card by doing the stamping, and I'm going to work on a piece of spare paper to save my work surface. The ink colour that we're using here is Early Espresso. And the first stamp I'm going to lay down is the this lovely dotty stamp. So I'm just going to ink up, and I'm just going to lay that smack bang in the middle of my card. And you'll see that these dots are not solid. The stamp has got like a texture in it, so that you've got a texture in your stamps. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. And the second thing is I'm going to lay down the sentiment that's directly on the card here. So I've got my stamp on my block here. Ink it up. I'm just going to check it out, make sure yep, that's working beautifully. And I'm just going to lay this down in the bottom right hand corner, get it as level as I can. And I want to try and get it as close to the bottom as I can, which will give me room to do my other stamping and embellishments. Then I'm going to take this lovely leaf and I'm going to ink it up. And first of all, I'm going to stamp it off one time. Just stamp it off onto a piece of paper. And then I'm going to stamp it onto my card once. And then twice. And that will give me the different colour variations that I'm looking for. I'm then going to take my envelope. And I'm going to use the dotty stamp again, and I lay that there. And then I'm going to take my lovely leaf and just lay it across the corner. And then inside my card base, this is 11 by 4 1/4. I'm going to get my lovely dotty stamp. I do love this dotty stamp. And I'm just going to pop it just inside like that. There. And I think we are done with our stamping. Get the ink and the stamps out the way. And we can move on to the assembly and decoration. I'm just going to use my bone folder to put a good crease in that. And I'm going to use some liquid adhesive to stick my vanilla piece down onto my early espresso piece. I like to use the liquid glue. It does give me some space and wiggle room to make sure I get my borders nice and even. And then on the back I'm going to put some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the edges of these dimensionals. They're just as sticky as the regular ones, and just cut them up like that, and they work just fine. And then I'm just going to put a piece in the middle and take the backing off. That one's being a bit troublesome. And then making sure I got my card base the right way up, I'm just going to place that like that. So I've got another little banner to do, and this time I'm going to use the thank you stamp from the, oh, don't want that colour, Cindy. That would have made a sticky mess. I'm just going to stamp it on one end. I gave you a nice long length so that if you make a little boo-boo, you can still go again. And we're going to make a little banner. Just even the pieces, the ends up here. And how I make my banner is I just snip in on the center, and then I go from the corner to the tip of that cut, and then the corner to the tip of that cut, and then do the same on the other side. Ow, I just caught my finger. There we go, clumsy. All right, and then I'm just going to use some of my dimensionals. Gonna cut a little piece off there like that. And then I'm going to pop that on my card just above there. And I'm just going to let that hang over there a little bit. It just kind of gives it another level of dimension. So now what we have left is our flower. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the two flowers and we're going to scrunch them up. Really scrunch them up really, really hard. And undo them like that. And then I'm going to scrunch them up again so it goes into different folds. So you're going to do that on both of your flowers. And you don't want to flatten them out too much, because you want them to have the sort of shabby chic sort of dimension and appearance. So open up and scrunch it up from a different direction. And give it a really tight squeeze. Lovely. And then I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to stick it in the middle here, and then I'm just going to lay these down so that they are offset from one another. I'm going to take this little 1/2 inch circle of glimmer paper, put a glue dot on the back there, and then in the middle, And just again, bring it up, give it a bit of life. And then yet a third glue dot, and I'm going to pop that kind of on the front side of my glimmer paper leaf, and I'm just going to stick it on the back of the flower like that. And then a final oh, I've lost my, where did they go? Oh well, I was going to use, oh, there they are. And I'll just pop that on the back. That's a dimensional on the back. And then I'm going to put it at this juncture where my leaves are crossing. Press it firmly. Fluff up my little flowers again. And there we are. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this card. There are 3 others in this series, so look out for those. And I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.